Galaxy Empire invaded Earth. We warned them. Run now. The Valtheon Empire had conquered 17 star systems in less than a decade. Their fleet, a massive armada of dreadnoughts and battlecruisers, had never known defeat. When their scouts detected the small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable yellow star, they barely paused in their calculations. Earth, a primitive world with fragmented nations, outdated technology, and no unified defense force, it would fall within days. Commander Zethrak stood on the bridge of the flagship Eternal Dominion, his scaled hands clasped behind his back as he observed the holographic display of Earth spinning before him. A Class 3 civilization at best, he muttered to his second-in-command. They haven't even achieved faster-than-light travel. This will be over before the sun sets on their pathetic capitals. The invasion fleet emerged from hyperspace just beyond the moon, their vessels blotting out the stars. Earth satellites detected them immediately, and within minutes every major government was in emergency session. Panic spread like wildfire across the globe as news networks broadcast images of the alien armada. At the International Space Station, Dr. Anya Volkov floated in the observation module, her dark eyes fixed on the approaching fleet. She was one of Earth's leading xenobiologists, and she'd spent her entire career preparing for this moment. Not with hope, but with dread. They have no idea what they've done, she whispered into her communicator, reaching out to Captain Shaw Chen at the United Earth Defense Command Center in Geneva. Shaw stood in the command center, surrounded by screens displaying military readiness reports from every nation. At 35, he was young for his position, but his tactical brilliance had earned him the role of coordinating Earth's defense. His jaw tightened as he listened to Anya's transmission. "Anya, we're outgunned 1,000 to 1, Shaw said, his voice steady despite the gravity of the situation. "What aren't they seeing?" "Us," Anya replied simply. "They're not seeing us, Shaw, not really. They see a divided planet with primitive weapons. They don't see our history." Shaw understood immediately. He activated the emergency broadcast system, and his face appeared on every screen across the planet. "People of Earth, this is Captain Shaw Chen. We have one chance to avoid complete annihilation. We need to send them a message, a warning. We need to tell them what humanity is." Within the hour, a single transmission was sent to the Valtheon fleet. It was simple, translated into their language through captured alien technology from previous encounters with other species. "Leave now. This is your only warning. We are humanity. We have walked through fire and emerged stronger. We have survived plagues, world wars, and extinction events. We have split the atom and touched the stars. We do not surrender. We do not yield. Leave now, or learn why the galaxy should fear us." Zethrak read the message and laughed, a harsh clicking sound that echoed through the bridge. "They dare threaten us. Begin the invasion. Target their major population centers. Show them the price of defiance." The first wave of Valtheon dropships descended through Earth's atmosphere, targeting New York, Beijing, Moscow, and London, but they never reached the ground. Humanity had been preparing for this moment since the first radio signals escaped into space. Every nation, despite their differences, had contributed to a secret project known as Prometheus Protocol. Hidden beneath mountains, oceans, and deserts were weapons that made their public military look like children's toys. Anya watched from the ISS as railguns hidden in the Rocky Mountains fired tungsten rods at relativistic speeds. The dropships disintegrated in microseconds, turned into expanding clouds of plasma. Across the planet, similar defenses activated: directed energy weapons, quantum-entangled missile systems, and experimental graviton disruptors. "They're not stopping," Shaw reported from Geneva, watching the tactical display. The Valtheon fleet was regrouping, preparing for a full bombardment. "They're going to glass the planet. Then we go to Phase 2, Anya said quietly. God help us all. Phase 2 was humanity's darkest secret. In the aftermath of World War III, when humanity had nearly destroyed itself, scientists had developed something terrifying, a weapon that didn't just destroy matter, but unmade it, sending it into a pocket dimension of infinite entropy. It had been banned, buried, and sworn never to be used. Until now, Shaw gave the order, "Activate Ragnarok." Around the planet, hidden facilities hummed to life. The Valtheon fleet, preparing to fire their planet killers, suddenly found their sensors going haywire. Space itself was tearing open around them. On the bridge of the Eternal Dominion, Zethrak watched in horror as a dozen of his ships simply vanished, pulled into wounds in reality that snapped shut like closing eyes. "What is this?" he roared. "What weapons are these?" Another transmission reached his ship. This time it was a video feed. Anya appeared on screen, her face calm but her eyes burning with intensity. "You were warned," she said.
Humanity spent 10,000 years fighting ourselves.
"We've perfected the art of war in ways your empire, for all its conquests, cannot imagine. We've stared into the abyss of our own extinction and chosen to survive. Every weapon you possess, we've conceptualized. Every tactic you know, we've employed. The difference is we've done it to ourselves and we're still here." Shaw appeared beside her in the transmission. "You have 60 seconds to begin your retreat. If you don't, we will show you what desperation looks like when paired with genius. We will show you what it means to threaten a species that has survived itself." Zethrak looked at his tactical display. He had already lost a quarter of his fleet, and the humans hadn't even deployed their full arsenal. His military doctrine included a crucial clause: never engage an enemy whose capabilities you cannot assess. He had thought Earth was primitive. He had been catastrophically wrong. "Retreat," he ordered, his voice hollow. "Full retreat. Mark this system as forbidden territory." As the Valtheon fleet vanished into hyperspace, Shaw and Anya finally allowed themselves to breathe. "We bought ourselves time," Shaw said, "but they'll be back, and they'll bring others." Anya nodded, looking at Earth below. "Then we'll be ready. That's what we do. We adapt, we overcome, we survive." News of Earth's defense spread through the galaxy like a shockwave. The planet that had been marked for easy conquest became a legend. A world where the inhabitants had looked at an overwhelming force and said simply, "Run." And the galaxy learned a new truth. Humanity was not prey. Humanity was the storm.